You're watching AWANI's Selecta with me, Ibrahim Sani. This show is an aggregator of all the things that has happened on Astro AWANI over the past week. And last week we asked you what you think of the show and what are the kind of things that you want us to compile. And today we have listened to you. Here are the top 5 things that has happened over the past week that we want you to watch. So I have reached out to the Swiss authorities, the Swiss OAG, so to speak, the Office of Attorney General, earlier today, basically asking them, is it true that the Swiss authorities are investigating Xavier Justo for industrial espionage or economic espionage or any of those things? And just a few hours ago, they have responded to me and they have responded to AWANI saying that yes, they are indeed investigating 1MDB whistleblower Xavier Justo. The next slide will basically talk about some of my emails with them. This is the email that the Swiss OAG, or the Office of Attorney General, sent to me a few hours ago. They said that on 11 December 2017, so this is an old story. This did not happen very, very recently. But in 2017, the Office of the OAG acknowledged a receipt of a criminal complaint. And the next slide will basically talk about who that person is. From one of the suspected persons in the criminal proceedings conducted within the framework of 1MDB case. And basically what they're saying is the person that filed the complaint against Xavier Justo is directly correlated and implicated in the 1MDB case. And the only Swiss in the 1MDB case, high profile enough to fit this, is actually Tariq Ubaid and Patrick Mahoney. So these are the two people that we have to think about as this story progresses. So one of the suspected persons, according to the Swiss OAG, filed a complaint against Xavier Justo. A few weeks ago, the conversation of how the Securities Commission has slapped audit firm Deloitte PLT with a 2.2 million ringgit fine for breaches related to 1MDB. This was, of course, the first time the regulator, i.e. the SC, has taken action against an audit firm for a case related to 1MDB. The next slide will show you what Deloitte said. They say that Deloitte was found to have committed 2 breaches under the Capital Markets Act, as well as the failure to immediately identify or report problems to the SC. Another slide will show you that the SC said that Deloitte had committed 4 breaches, amongst which has been described in serious nature because it had failed to discharge its statutory obligations despite filing a qualified auditor's report and stating twice that 1MDB was under investigation. 1MDB Real Estate provided collateral for the 2.4 billion ringgit Islamic bond issued in 2014. And of the 3 problems that SC has outlined in their press statement towards and slapped it towards Deloitte, this is because SC has said that Deloitte has failed to report irregularities that may have had a material impact on the issuer's ability to repay sukuk holders. And of course, the final slide will focus on the response coming in from Deloitte, and the conversation is still ongoing because while we saw SC as being hit by a 2.2 million ringgit fine, the official response from Deloitte is that they comply and they respect the nature of the fines that were given or handed up to them by the SC. But reports have come out to show that audit firm Deloitte PLT is consulting with its legal counsel to apply to the Securities Commission for a review of that fine. This on your screen right now is the statement that was issued by Deloitte. And if I can highlight the next page, which basically highlights the story of the conversation or the reply that Deloitte has with 1MDB, they say that the breaches related to 1MDB is going to be respected and going to be upheld. And Deloitte respects the role of the SC to regulate and safeguard the Malaysian capital market.
I have with me members of the Association Voices of Peace, Conscience and Reason, Dr. Halimah Muhammad Syed, Dr. Asma Abdullah, and Professor Dr. Kalaivani Nada Raja, all members of this association who, as you explained to me before the show, belatedly took on the question of gender issues, gender relations, men and women, and particularly the situation of women and their status in Malaysian society. Why was it that gender was a latecomer to your list of objectives? Halimah.
Now, personally, Sharad, I see no problem in gender. There are only two genders in the world, right? And we get along biologically and so on. So what's the big deal? But I was reminded, you're all right because you're affluent, you're elitist, and you're well educated. What about the millions of women out there, your sisters out there, who do not have the same opportunities as you? So I was persuaded, to go into this platform and to build it up. We were approached by a minister in 2016 to write a report on women's development, and we identified 5 areas of development.
This is the report that you produced?
This is the report that we produced in 2016, and 2016, right? September of 2016, and September 2017. And for the whole of last year, 2018, we developed the issue and we organized roundtable discussions in 5 locations, in Kuala Lumpur, Kuching, Penang, Seremban, and among youth, to get the input from youth. And on the 23rd of February, we're going to have the experts, Women for Change and Empowerment roundtable discussion, where the experts will analyze our findings and come to their own conclusions.
Terdapat stigma dan persepsi yang mengatakan pelaburan saham hanya untuk orang kaya. Kita akan buktikan stigma ini salah. Saya akan ajar penonton sekalian bagaimana orang bukan kaya juga boleh melabur dalam saham. Bagaimana wang RM10 boleh kita gandakan menjadi RM10,000 melalui pelaburan saham yang sah. Saksikan perkongsian bersama saya, Datuk Dr. Nazri Khan, DDNK. Assalamualaikum, salam sayang. Saya Datuk Dr. Nazri Khan, pakar saham global dan pengurus wang bertauliah dari Phillip Capital Management. Alhamdulillah, ini adalah merupakan program pertama macam mana kita nak jadi pelabur berjaya. Kita ada 3 bahagian dan saya akan kongsikan kepada anda 5 tips penting bagaimana kita nak jadi pelabur berjaya di dunia. Menang saham bersama DDNK. Tak handsome pun tak apa, yang penting kaya. Perkongsian pertama saya. Tuan-tuan dan perempuan, melabur saham sebenarnya mudah. Kita hanya perlukan RM10 sahaja untuk menjadi pelabur berjaya. Apa yang kita perlukan adalah akaun saham di mana-mana broker bertauliah.
Welcome, this is Health Matters with me, Dishan Kumar, and we are in Puchong. Now, what are we doing here? We are actually talking about making babies. Now, making babies is an interesting topic, but we are going to be talking about IVF, which is in vitro fertilization. Join me, Dishan Kumar, in today's episode.
All right, thank you, Doctor, for joining us. We have to talk about, or we have to start actually at the beginning. How did Metro IVF actually start, and what is the whole journey? Why did you think that IVF was needed by couples in Malaysia, and did you actually see a potential in Malaysia?
Thank you for inviting me. IVF, what I call the final treatment for infertile couple, is required by about 3% of the female population. In other words, 15% of women in their lifetime will seek advice from the doctor on their difficulty in getting pregnant.
Okay.
And of it, you have about 3% who actually will require IVF. Now, before IVF was available, this couple, example with blocked tube, they have no chance to get pregnant, and they have to live their life with it and accept with it. And of course, they'll find that every time there's a party where there are children, they'll try to avoid. And with these IVF facilities, their life is different. You know? As one couple told me once, say, hey, after they got a child, they say, this year, the new year is different. Nobody asks again why they have not got a child.
So it's a sociological aspect in that, right?
Yes. So actually, IVF, I started IVF about 20 years ago. Yeah. Before then, I was a practicing obstetrician and gynecologist. And after 10 years, I find there is a lot of patients asking for fertility service. And when we give the treatment, which was oral tablets to increase the ovulation, we use IUI, there's still a large group of them who cannot get pregnant. In 1999,
Delivered in the year 2000.
yes, and we delivered in the year 2000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember to watch all our interviews and all our shows and all our reports on Astro Awani, and be sure to keep us updated on what you think of the show. Just hit us up on our Facebook page or on our Twitter at 501 Awani. That's it for today. I have another episode of the Selecta next week as well as tomorrow. So be sure to keep updated on what is going to be offered then. Thanks very much for watching, and goodbye.